Hello boys and girls, happy Tuesday. I am making this video on Monday, Star Wars Day, so I have on my Darth Vader #1 dad shirt, but you're watching it on Tuesday, which is actually Cinco de Mayo, so happy Cinco de Mayo to you. I am going to talk to you a little bit today about meters and centimeters. We've been measuring in centimeters. We know that centimeters are shorter than inches. So on one ruler where we would have about 12 inches, we actually have about 30 centimeters. So I have my ruler here, and you can see that if I'm measuring my paper towels, I'm gonna start on my 0, come all the way across, and I'm gonna say that my paper towels are about 28 centimeters. Now, using the ruler like this little short guy is fine when we're measuring short things like paper towels. But if I go into my backyard, like I did when I was measuring things before, and I take the ruler and I go out here, now I want to measure things that are big in my backyard. It's a bright sunny day, so let's look. The sun's shining in your eyes, so we'll come this way. I want to flip this around. Let's say I wanted to measure this soccer goal. So this soccer goal is a lot bigger than the paper towel roll. So if I take my ruler, I have to like put my ruler out, and I'm all by myself. The kids are doing schoolwork, so I have to say, well, that's 30. I have to kind of make a mark and move and say that's 60 centimeters and make a mark. I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to say that's 90 centimeters. I'm going to about halfway across. I'm going to go again. That's 120 centimeters. I'm doing a lot of adding in my head. 120, I have to make a mark about here. And I'm gonna go like this, 120, and 30 more is 150. And then make another mark and come across, and it's another 30 to the end. It's about 180 centimeters. That's a lot of moving around this little tiny ruler. When we were doing our, sorry, my hand was in the way. When we were doing our measuring with inches, when we got to something bigger, we measured in feet. And who remembers what we used when we got to something even larger? Anybody? Think of a football field. Yes, yards. We used a yardstick. So when we measure in centimeters, we don't have anything that is kind of the same as a foot. We go from centimeters, which are tiny small things, up to a meter. And a meter is 100 centimeters. When you put 100 centimeters together, you get a meter, and we can use something that's called a meter stick. So over here, I just happen to have a nice meter stick laying on the ground. It's about the same as a yardstick, but you can see a meter stick goes up to about 39.5 inches, but it goes up to 100 centimeters. So if we look at this, you can see 98 is here. Move my hand. Scooching up. 98, 99, and then 100. So let's look at my soccer goal again. We said it was about 180 centimeters. 180 is close to what if we were talking meters, I wonder? Well, let's try. Let's just measure it. So we lay it on the end. 1 meter. I'm gonna come across, and I'm just about before that orange thing. So that's 1 meter, which is the same as 100 centimeters. I'm gonna come across to here, put this down again, and it's very close to 2 meters. You can see it goes up to about the 80. So I had 100 plus 80, and that takes us to 180, which is what we said before. But if we were just gonna kind of estimate, which is say what it's close to, we're gonna say that's 1 meter, And then it's just about 2 meters. Right, nice job. So when we use our meter stick to measure things, we're going to look at longer things. So again, if I look around my backyard, if I wanted to measure from the slide all the way over to the red Solo cup, which is laying in the backyard from when the kids were playing yesterday, I would end up wanting to use this meter stick instead of using this tiny little ruler. Why? Just because it's going to be easier for me. It's going to be a lot less work, a lot less moving. If I use something like this table, you can see I'm going to have to move the ruler a whole bunch of times to get across this table. But if I use my meter stick, I have, let's see, 1 meter, and I'm going to move it again to here. It's about 2 meters. So when we are estimating with our meters, it won't be exact. It'll be close. I can come back here, look at some other things. I'll go back by this shed. So we're gonna look at this shed. This is where I keep my lawnmower, and there's a hornet flying around, so I'm not gonna go too close. But if we were to look at this, we could probably say, well, how many of these would fit there? We're gonna say, there's 1. We'll put it on the floor, on the ground and measure. So you can see I'm right at the end. So there's 1. I'm gonna move it. There's 2. Come across again. There's about 3 meters altogether for our shed in the back of the backyard. It's how many of these about would fit across. Now we can do something else. Let's say we measured exactly how long something is in centimeters, and we come up with 100 centimeters. We know that's 1 meter. But if we measure something and it turns out to be 105 centimeters, that's not exactly 1 meter, but it's close. You want to look for the 100 that would be closest. So if I measured, let's say, this fence exactly, let's see, there is 99, 100 is right here as I'm looking at it. So if I pull this up, 100 is right there. I'm gonna come up and I look at the top. Well, it's about 77, 78, 79. So I have 100. I have 100 plus 79. What's 100 plus 79? 179. Is that closer to 1 meter or 2 meters? Well, I don't know, Mr. Sup. I just learned meters. But you do know if 179 is closer to 100 or 200. What's it closer to? 200, right. So since it's closer to 200, it's closer to 2 meters. And you could tell that when you look at this fence and you look at it, a meter stick only comes up to about there. Well, that fence is definitely higher than 1 meter, so we would say it's close to 2 meters high. Now, when you go to the sheet to work on for math today, it's going to be doing some of those conversions from centimeters to meters. The way you want to do it is think about what 100 is closer. There are some examples up at the top to help you. And I did one of the questions on the bottom for you. But remember, what 100 is closer? What 100 is closer to 475? Is it 500 or is it 400? It is 500. The only time it gets a little tricky, a little hard to do, is when you're just about halfway. And if you're just about halfway, for now, we'll let you go either direction, but you will learn towards the end of this year and in 3rd grade, when you're rounding anything above halfway, which means once you hit 50, like 350, you're gonna turn to 400. So if you wanna do that on any of the examples, I don't think I have any that are 50. You're really just looking for which 100 is closer. Okay, hope you had a fun time in my backyard. I'm gonna go get the spray and take care of the hornets back in the shed that I noticed while we were measuring. So thanks for coming back there and helping me find that I have a hornet problem where I keep my lawnmower. And you guys enjoy. Bye.